You ever felt like you didn't know where you were in this walk? You didn't know where you were, but you knew you were exactly where God wanted you to be. You ever felt like, Lord, I don't know what I'm doing right now. I don't know why I done walked through this door. I felt like I was listening to you, heard you, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. And then you just knew you were exactly where God called you to be, exactly where He wanted you to be. It don't make sense, Jesus. There's a famine right now. There's a drought. You just called me to lay here next to the stream. I don't know how this gonna work out, Lord. Or okay, Lord, this is Goliath right here. You called me with 5 stones, Jesus, 5 stones, giant. Okay, all right. But I just want to remind you, like, without work, without faith, it is impossible to please God. Without faith, it is impossible to please God, right? It says the just shall live by faith, shall walk by faith and not by sight. God may have placed something in a way, God may have allowed a weapon to be presented, a giant to appear, right? But that is something that is probably protecting what He has promised you. One of my friends said this, Joseph Pierce. He said this to me once. He said, "You ever felt like you were praying and like your prayers didn't even leave your room? That you just prayed and they just fell?" And he's like, "You ever prayed and you just felt like all of heaven was listening to you? All of heaven was listening to your heart." I just want to remind you, like, even you may be in a situation you don't know. Why did I walk through this door? Why did I, like, what, where am I, Lord? I don't know why I'm here. But there's a reason behind, there's an intention, there's a purpose behind why you're at the table. Jesus said, or Jesus said, or somewhere in the scripture it says that I will prepare a table in the presence of your enemy, right? Paraphrasing. And it may seem very foolish to be having a feast in the midst of your enemies. But know that God has prepared something in a most peculiar place. And oftentimes, He usually prepares great breakthrough and blessing in the midst of horrific, tumultuous times. He brings about the greatest breakthrough. I want you to remind you, discouragement may come. It may come only to distract you from what God has been planning to do the entire time. Don't give up, friend. Don't give up. He's the author and finisher of our faith. The author, creator, finisher, perfecter. That's what that means. Another word for author is creator. Jesus was a carpenter. He's the creator. And another word for perfecter is finisher, the masterpiece. Another word for author is a beginner, the person, the founder. Another word for finisher is the ender, the one who says it is complete. Another word for that is Alpha and Omega, beginning and end. He is the beginning of our faith and the ending of our faith, the absolute, right? Again, without faith, it is impossible to please God. And the just shall live by faith, shall walk by faith and not by sight. Abraham believed God, left his house, his home, his brethren, his kindred, and went to a place, went to a desert because of God, and it was credited to him as righteousness. Sometimes just the first step is half the battle. Sometimes the first step is the victory itself. Sometimes reminding ourselves that God is better than what we find comfort in is the test itself or the beginning of the test. Keep walking it out. Don't give up. It's in due time you will reap a harvest. He that endures till the end shall reap a harvest in due time. Do not lose heart. Do not lose heart. Encourage yourself and remind yourself of what God has promised you. Encourage yourself of what God has promised you. The enemy will come to steal, kill, and destroy whatever that seed of faith is in your life. But God has, Jesus, I have come so that they will have life and life more abundantly. I love you, friend.